Hi, good morning, West Michigan. We begin with a time lapse of the storms rolling in over the lakeshore. At least one radar-confirmed tornado hitting West Michigan last night near Hastings. We've got team coverage of the damage for you this morning. It is great to see you on this Friday. I'm Tanner Holbrook.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Samantha Jacks.
And I'm Emily Scarlett. Every time I see that video, those windshield wipers make me feel like I'm in a storm.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, what a night last night, waking up to the aftermath of that, of course. And we've got team coverage to talk about exactly what happened last night. Luckily, Sam, this morning, those storms have moved out of here.
Yeah, those storms have cleared out of here, Emily. It was really once those storms got into the southeastern corner of Kent County, Ionia County, and Berry County that they picked up in intensity. And we saw multiple couplets of rotation on the map. And so we'll see what the National Weather Service has to say about that by the end of today as they head out and assess things. This was one of the photos that was shared with us as the storms continued to build in. This is in Allegan County. Absolutely epic photo, almost looks like it's fake, but we saw so many photos just like this one of the storm rolling on into the forecast area. And now on this Friday morning, well, everything's calm. We're underneath clear and sunny skies. Temperatures are sitting at 60 degrees currently. Our winds are sustained at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. We will be a touch breezy today as this cold front continues to work its way off to the east, and we have lots of sunshine in store. You can see off to the west of us, there's no action coming our way. We are going to be dry until at least Saturday evening. As for our temperature profile this morning, we're at 60 degrees in Grand Rapids, 64 in South Haven, and 61 in Big Rapids. Temperatures are still in those low 60s, but dew points have fallen into the 50s. So we have a much more comfortable air mass at play today. No longer air you can wear. It's going to feel nice and honestly just sunny and a beautiful day. Temperature-wise, we're going to be making it into the mid to upper 70s by the afternoon hours. And then we see those temps tonight fall back down into the low 60s out ahead of a small chance for some weekend showers. We'll track that in further detail here in just a few minutes. But Mr. Dave Cackley, I'm sad to hear that you still don't have power.
Yeah, you just couldn't go quietly, could you, Sam?
You know, got to go out with a bang, right?
Wasn't going to have 80-mile-per-hour winds, 2 days no power. But hey, I enjoy a good 2-star hotel and continental breakfast. Can't pass that up. All right. Fairly quiet on your roadways right now. We did have a crash already cleared out of the way in Walker, eastbound 96. At Fruit Ridge Avenue. Look out for closures ongoing, though. Broadmoor Avenue, 68th to 84th Street in Caledonia. Long-term road widening into 2027. Still have that closure near the Ford Airport. Patterson from 36th to 44th Street. Also Buchanan Avenue at Hall Street. And once again, you will have to deal with some scattered storm debris following those storms from last night. As we take a look now at 196 and Ottawa Avenue, east and westbound. Very light, no major slowdowns. You can follow me on the X for the latest updates at Dave 13 Traffic.
Dave, thank you. It's 6:03. At least one tornado has been radar confirmed in West Michigan this morning.
We have team coverage for you as cleanup gets underway. Our Deja Barrett and Colton Woods, both in that area where that radar confirmed tornado touched down. Deja getting a look at damages to homes there, and Colton, you're seeing an area where homes also have damage and there are also several roads closed.
Yeah, that's right, Emily. This is where a likely tornado touched down here, just 3 miles to the east of Caledonia. We're off of Whitneyville Avenue southeast, and the house behind me has some tree damage on not only just a car, but also on top of its roof. There's this tree on the driveway that is actually on a white vehicle that is buried underneath the leaves and all the branches. It is also knocking down a power line. So many of these houses in this area next to the Saskatoon Golf Club are without power. We're hearing the generators run right now. That tree, though, that is also on top of the roof, that is moving in a different direction. So that's an indication that a probable tornado did move through this area, as the trees are in a different direction. It's not like straight line wind where they're all leaning in one specific direction. They're all moving in different directions within this area. And around 9:30 last night, just about 8.5 hours ago, we did have a debris signature on our radar within this area that we're currently at. And also, not only did we see a debris signature, we also did see a tighter rotation couplet in this region. So it is pretty likely that a tornado did touch down within this area of Whitneyville Avenue and 92nd Street, just 3 miles to the east of Caledonia near the Saskatoon Golf Club. And we are seeing at least a few homes or properties with some damage. But for now, live in Caledonia, I'm meteorologist Colton Woods, 13 on your side.
And we're just starting to see the sun come up. So, of course, it's hard to really see the extent of the damage until we really get some light out. But many will wake up to storm damage this morning, again, especially in those areas near Alto and Freeport.
So 13 on your sides, Deja Barrett is also in the Alto area. Deja, good morning to you. What are you seeing at this hour?
Tanner, Emily, good morning to you both. Yes, very similar scene from Colton on in the Alto and near the Alto area. We were making our way to this particular area here off Rolling Hills Drive. Whitneyville 100th Street intersection was a big chunk of where we saw trees down, limbs, debris in the road. We also saw signs of utility trucks on the side of the roadways, as it appears many residents without power this morning, and they're working to restore power. But take a look at where we are here on Rolling Hills Drive. This is the scene here. Good news is that it appears that this tree here was covering or blocking this roadway, and it looks that residents or maybe working crews were able to clip these limbs to get them clear or to clear this roadway here. But again, this is most of the scene we were seeing here coming into Alto, limbs down, trees down, debris. And you can see here a big massive tree in the back here off Rolling Hills Drive, that tree down. Again, this scene very similar to many areas across here. Now, 13 on your side, we were out and about here in this area, residents anticipating the impact of last night's storm. We spoke to a homeowner who was watching the storm with his family. And luckily, he reports no major damage to his home, but he also shares what was left of his backyard once the storm passed.
It was completely quiet, still, and then you started to see the rain come, started to see everything just develop, and eventually I was just out on my back porch and I started seeing all the trees swirl all the way around, in which case then we ran in, grabbed all the kids and everybody and went downstairs, and we were looking out the windows downstairs and I could literally see trees cracking out my basement.
Yeah, talking about seeing those trees cracking, that's what we are seeing this morning. Many homeowners like Jed waking up to the damage from last night's storm. Again, now that we have daylight, a lot of folks are better seeing the damage from last night, a better assessment of what happened as the storm came through. So again, we are off Rolling Hills Drive, where this is much of the scene of us coming into Alto. Again, good news, it looks like some of the tree limbs have been worked on and cleared of blocking any roadways here. We're hoping later this morning to talk with Jed, one of the homeowners, and see how he's doing this morning with many of those trees down in his backyard. We'll keep you updated here on 13 on your side, live in Alto. Deja Barrett, back to you.
All right, Deja, thank you. Of course, a lot of those downed trees, probably the culprits of some of the power outages we're seeing on the board right now. And we are keeping an eye on those outages right now. Consumers Energy says around 36,000 of its customers are currently without electricity. We have seen this number improve over time this morning. A customer, by the way, could be a home or a business. Indiana Michigan Power, that utility, also reporting major outages overnight in the state's southwest corner. And it is going to be a busy morning for Consumers Energy crews stationed at the Meyer in Plainwell. Crews will still fix outages from yesterday, and they were still fixing them while that storm hit last night. But that utility says they have the resources to get power back on to everyone.
There's somewhere in the neighborhood of probably 50 to 75 crews here, line crews, tree crews, vac trucks, things and crews that we need to do the work. We've got poles here, we've got transformers, we've got all the pieces and parts that our line crews need in order to restore our customers.
So if you see a down power line, you're being urged to call 911 first, then Consumers. Those numbers are at the bottom of your screen.
The state is out with tips on how to deal with insurance claims after these back-to-back rounds of severe weather. The director of the Michigan Department of Insurance and Financial Services says first you should reach out to your insurance company as soon as you can. Then document everything and discuss what your policy covers.
Keep receipts, take pictures, document. You can talk to them kind of in generalities. Hey, what's my deductible? is this the kind of thing, the loss that I ought to be looking at?
If you did not see any damage from this week's storms, the state says now would still be a good time to review your insurance policy and consider any necessary adjustments before the next big storm. You can stay weather aware the next time a major storm hits through the free 13 on Your Side streaming app. There you'll find the latest forecast and live radar. Just scan this QR code here on your screen and download for free. We're back right after this.